Wow, look at that. Welcome to the Fox 11 News at 5. Simulcast on our sister station, Fox 11 Plus. I'm Christine Devine. We're struggling today trying to clean the mud and the mess left after that powerful holiday storm. Fox 11's Haley Winslow live in the hard-hit mountain town of Lytle Creek, where residents are still reeling. Look at that scene behind you there, Haley.
Christine, this is the wildest muddy mess I have ever seen for this tiny town of only about 700 people and about 300 homes. This is footage you have to see to believe. What a Christmas in Lytle Creek.
Everything that floats was already out the door. So, we'd managed to grab a couple of the presents literally standing there. Because if you stand too long in one spot in this mud, you're stuck. So now I'm just standing there stuck, trying to grab everything, presents, and put them up high as they're floating by. Kathleen's watching me from her car where she was stuck. She wants me to help her. I'm like, I can't do a thing.
Out Bodie's window, this is video his neighbor Kathleen caught while trapped inside her car.
It was the beginning of the flash flood, and we got hit by a dumpster. We got hit by a windstar. We got hit by propane tanks, and then we ended up here, stuck right here.
What was that like?
It was terrifying. I was crying.
I'm at home watching the whole thing, and I couldn't even get to her. It's my sister, and I feel so bad. You know, I couldn't do a damn thing. Oh my God, it was horrible.
They were yelling at us to roll the windows down. They were yelling at us to unbuckle our seatbelts in case we flipped.
They worked together for 4 hours to get her husband, and her son and a dog out. Do you see it?
Yep.
Okay, it was actually up by where the tractor is.
Wow.
And it floated.
About 1/3 of the 300 homes in this small San Bernardino County community devastated by mud.
There was nothing anybody can do to stop this. It came so fast. So there was a surge, and then it went down, and I was like, oh, great, the water's going down. It was flying down the road, and as soon as I saw that, I knew my house was in bad shape.
Homes red tagged, cars buried, residents at a loss, armed with shovels, just trying to dig their way out, one scoop at a time. One thing quite evident here in the small town of Lytle Creek, the humanity. Despite this devastation, it has been so beautiful today to see everybody really coming together and helping each other out. These are some of the nicest, kindest, and most grounded people I think I've ever met, and they definitely have a long road to recovery. Reporting live here in Lytle Creek, I'm Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
Haley, we know some areas got record rain for the Christmas season. Is this an area that tends to flood when there are floodwaters?
Unfortunately, yes, this is not their first rodeo, so that's why you heard that one resident say he knew it was coming. And even when it hit the surge, they thought, okay, the worst is over. But it was yet to come. So this is something they've definitely been through before, but it still hurts just the same.
And especially during the holidays. All right, Haley, thank you so much. Take a look now at strong winds in Chatsworth. They brought down a large tree off Topanga Canyon Boulevard. That video highlights the impact of today's high wind warning, which raised concerns about fallen trees in Chatsworth, Porter Ranch, and surrounding areas. More problems caused by the winds, this time in Buena Park. A backyard canopy took a flight and got tangled in power lines. Crews evacuated the area and contacted Southern California Edison to shut off the power and fix that issue. Officials remind us to stay away from downed or compromised lines and avoid touching anything near them. Instead, call 911. The strong Santa Ana winds were felt in Fontana as well. You can see the trees, the flags, even stoplights being whipped around by powerful winds. Let's talk to Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger as we start a new work week with a lot of weather to talk about.
Yeah, and we'll start with the wind before we get into the rain, which will be an issue a little later this week. So we had the Santa Ana wind event. It's going on right now. We're past the peak of it, but still it's going to be windy in some spots into tomorrow. But I just want to show you a map here with a bunch of numbers on it indicating what the peak wind gusts were in various locations today. I'll take you in a little bit closer up north of LA first, and anywhere you see the orange, that's gusts in the 40s and 50s. Red would be wind gusts that were clocked above 60 miles per hour. You can see in the mountains there's a 77 right in the middle of your screen glaring out right there. So big time winds. And then we shifted over to the east and to the mountains in Orange County, the Santa Ana Mountains. And again, you see several areas had significant wind gusts today. Now again, Like I said, the worst of it's behind us. We did have a high wind warning that expired, but still a wind advisory is in effect for these portions of LA and Ventura County only for another couple of hours. These expire at 8 p.m. But meanwhile, our eastern areas are under a wind advisory until 1 o'clock tomorrow. And in general, we're going to be looking at those sustained winds from the northeast, meaning blowing offshore at 15 to 30, but gusts at times could be 30 to 45, and in the higher elevations, maybe even still above 45 miles per hour at times. So that's through tomorrow. Then we look at radar and satellite. Well, skies are clear. Things appear pretty quiet right now, but as we back it out farther, you can see south of us, we've got the swirl right here. That's our next storm system. So we've got clouds and rain on the way. It starts moving in on Wednesday, on New Year's Eve. Look at the rain chances going pretty high, widespread, probably Wednesday night into New Year's Day on Thursday. I think there's still some scattered rain Friday, maybe another wave coming in on Saturday. So we're going to talk a lot more about that a little bit later. Just as far as tomorrow goes, though, again, mostly cloudy, but on the warm side for winter. We'll have 50s in the morning. We'll top out in the low 70s in the afternoon. Christine?
Well, Happy New Year to us with that rain. All right, thank you, Adam. In Castaic, Southern California, gas crews are working to repair that large underground natural gas pipeline that ruptured over the weekend. Happened on Saturday afternoon near the 5 freeway and Lake Hughes Road, shutting down the freeway for nearly 4 hours. I lived it. I was in it, caught up in it. It was a nightmare in the midst of holiday traffic. The utility says the gas leak has been stopped, that the break was likely caused by a landslide. The line did not explode as initially reported. No word when repairs will be completed. A vicious beating caught on security cameras in Koreatown. The man being hit is speaking exclusively to Fox 11. Christina Gonzalez is live in Koreatown with the story. Christina.
It's a pretty gruesome beating. We're going to show you the video, and the victim saying that he's still afraid, even though this happened back in April, because not all of the suspects were charged. They're not even in custody. Take a look.
They started to beat me up really bad.
Caught on video, a beating in the alley behind this building off Berendo in Koreatown, where the maintenance manager tells us he is the man seen on security video being hit back in April of this year.
I came to open my garage, and there was they were these people, and drinking. They all lived in the property. I started walking around. I was like, hey, please don't hurt me. I just want to get into my parking garage. They wanted to beat me up right away, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call the police. And I called the police. They were trying to take my phone away, and then all of them, they started to beat me up really bad.
Did police ever show up?
They never showed up.
He says he took the video to the police station the next morning and handed it to detectives. LAPD confirms his case number. Now, 7 months later in November, he says he was called in to identify the suspects in a photo lineup. William admits he couldn't, but that he could identify the men on the video as tenants and told the detectives where to find them.
I told them I know where they live, I know who they are, and because, we live in the same building.
LAPD tells Fox 11 they had to reclassify the case to a misdemeanor because Paris's injuries were not extensive, but they did identify several of the suspects in September, and the deputy city attorney just filed formal charges against one of them. Paris wishes it had been all of them.
It's hard for me to go to bed every night and feel like someone is gonna kick my door, to be honest. I always hide from them because I'm scared,
And the management company, actually, I talked to them on the phone. They're saying that they're hoping also that charges will be filed against all of them at one point. We'll have to see what happens. In Koreatown Live, I'm Christina Gonzalez. Back to the studio, Christine.
Thank you. A woman is now facing murder charges in a DUI crash that killed an 18-year-old Loyola High School tennis standout. Prosecutors say 33-year-old Jania Resha Belt was driving intoxicated and speeding when she struck Braun Levy as he crossed the Poveda Boulevard in Manhattan Beach on May 4th. Levy was rushed to the hospital where he later died.
The pain we feel is indescribable. Our family has been shattered, ripped apart, and left to pick up the pieces and keep on living without Braun, who we all loved with every cell in our body.
That driver was arrested more than 7 months after she allegedly struck and killed Levy in Manhattan Beach. District Attorney Nathan Hochman is hoping this case brings changes to some of California's driving laws.
California and its laws dealing with drunk and drug driving are some of the weakest in the nation. And while we'll prosecute, again, in the DA's office, the laws that the state legislature has given us to prosecute, we strongly encourage the state legislature to go ahead and get that work done.
If convicted, Belt could face 15 years to life in prison. Her arraignment is scheduled for January 13th. Tonight, TMZ reports that singer David is likely to face murder charges in the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. This was a very big story. Sources tell TMZ the grand jury hearing the case is expected to vote on an indictment, and prosecutors believe David was involved in the teen's death. TMZ reports the grand jury could continue hearing testimony into February. The 15-year-old's body was discovered in a Tesla at a tow yard, if you recall, over 3 months ago. The car was registered to the singer. Coming up, copper thieves hit again. We'll tell you the neighborhood they targeted this time, as well as the important resource impacted by the suspects. Coming up. It's 3 days until the Rose Parade marches through Pasadena. We're getting an up-close look at the volunteers work the magic on the flower festoon float. And the feds accused him of assault on a federal officer. Those charges have been dropped, but popular TikTok streamer Richard L.A. remains behind bars. We'll explain coming up. We are counting down to the Tournament of Roses parade on New Year's Day. Volunteers are working around the clock to finish the festive floats. They're stunning. Fox 11's Mario Ramirez in Pasadena with the story.
We are on the Go Bowling float, and this is the second time it'll make an appearance in the Rose Parade. We're getting ready for the 137th annual parade, and just take a look. This is one of 16 floats that are being made here. The finishing touches in Pasadena today, as there are more than 30 that will be presented in the Rose Parade. I want to bring in Stefan Pollock. He is here to talk about what's going into these floats. So you've got some coconut shavings here. This is just one of the natural items.
Yes, we're moisturizing our hands while we're decorating the Rose Parade floats. It really smells fantastic. The Go Bowling float always brings it. This is their second year. The spectacular entry. They're going to have a frozen pin splash of the pins here on the float. It's resembling the perfect strike.
And they'll be moving. This is all animatronic.
They'll be moving. They'll be spinning. The back of the floats jets up 24 feet in the sky. It's just going to be a spectacular entry. A lot of fun, a lot of animation, just a lot of excitement for the parade.
Yeah. So again, this is more than a dozen floats that are being made here, and let's show some of these spectators here. This is open to the public.
Yeah, so we're open to the public today and tomorrow, and public viewing comes all the way through here, and you can learn more information about how to get tickets and how to come see the floats on the Tournament of Roses website. There's a small price to pay, but it's all listed right there.
And the theme this year?
The theme is magic and teamwork, and there's no better activity than a team of bowlers come together and really have a great time. Bowling is a terrific sport, terrific league activity, and just a wonderful opportunity to spend some good family fun.
And you'll get to see all these floats on Thursday morning, New Year's Day. The parade starts at 8 a.m. In Pasadena, I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you.
I'm going to be there. You can watch the 137th Annual Rose Parade right here on Fox 11. As you heard Mario say, it starts at 8 a.m. That 5.5-mile parade features flower-covered floats, equestrian units, of course, the marching bands. I'll be joined by Bob DeCastro of Good Day LA on Thursday, New Year's Day. And apparently it's going to be raining, too. Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger, what about that?
Yeah, well, we're pretty certain on New Year's Day there will be rain. Whether or not it's right in that spot, right when the parade is happening, yet to be determined, but that chance is certainly there. I would plan on it, the possibility, if you are going to be at that parade. And again, like we mentioned, you can't bring umbrellas, so poncho, probably a good idea. We'll get into those details in a second. Let's look at our headlines. So first of all, we're dealing with the winds, and it would be not a Santa Ana, that should say Santa Ana wind through Tuesday. And rain begins Wednesday, probably just some lighter showers at first, but turning heavier Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. Maybe a little bit of a lull. We're thinking perhaps in the middle of the day Thursday, so we'll get to it in a second. Again, we mentioned this earlier. We have wind advisories for several areas right now. For some portions of LA and Ventura County, those will expire at 8 o'clock today. Goes until 1 p.m. for our eastern areas. But either way, it's still going to be pretty gusty in several spots. As we continue into tomorrow, you can see the forecast wind gusts in these purple colors indicating where some of the windiest locations will be. So we're going to find that streak of winds up here like we've seen lately, and then through some of the passes and mountains out east and into Orange County, we'll have some gusty winds through Tuesday as well. But the storm system we're watching to bring some rain our way sits way down here. We already have a lot of cloud cover, and there's some rain over the ocean right now, and this is gradually going to start spreading northward into Southern California. So let's walk you through what that looks like now as we take you into tomorrow. So first of all, we get the clouds coming in tomorrow. No rain yet, though. Let's go a little bit farther now into Wednesday. I'll pause it Wednesday morning. We definitely have some fairly widespread showers, mostly light, maybe some pockets where it's a little moderate, but nothing real heavy just yet. Then as we continue later into the day Wednesday, not necessarily a washout or raining all day Wednesday, but there'll be some off and on rain. You're going to notice as we go into Wednesday night, the rain intensity and coverage both start to increase. So here we go, 8 p.m. I'll pause it at midnight. As we're celebrating the new year, this would be less than ideal weather if you're planning on being out and about on Wednesday night. It looks like there's going to be widespread rain, and it could be heavy at times. Look at this wave coming through early Thursday morning. I'm pausing this at 8, and this model suggests that big burst might kind of be past around this time. This is about the time the parade is beginning, so we hope that things time out there, but it's certainly a possibility we get some good downpours. If you're wondering about how much rain we could see, a few inches Wednesday and Thursday in some spots will be possible. Christine?
Staying from 8 to 10, perhaps we get a break. Let's hope for that. Thanks. A Koreatown man accused of throwing Molotov cocktails at a downtown LA federal building pleads not guilty today during his arraignment. No cameras allowed in the courtroom. The Department of Homeland Security says 54-year-old Jose Francisco Jovel was yelling anti-ICE comments at security officers earlier this month before allegedly throwing 2 incendiary devices through the front doors. Federal officials said they found 5 more Molotov cocktails in his possession. He's being held without bond. A judge tosses a federal indictment against a South LA TikTok streamer who was shot by ICE in October. Carlitos Ricardo Parias, also known as Richard LA, was accused of assault on federal officers by ramming his car into ICE vehicles as agents moved in to arrest him. An ICE officer shot him, hitting him in the arm and hitting a deputy U.S. Marshal. But over the weekend, a federal judge dismissed the indictment against Parias, saying his rights were violated by being denied access to an attorney while being detained. The judge also says ICE failed to release body-worn camera footage of the incident as well as other evidence in a timely way. Parias, meanwhile, remains in ICE detention in Adelanto. Go ahead. We are on to countdown to the New Year's Eve festivities, but apparently most folks aren't interested in a big celebration. Surprising results of a new survey coming up. Also, maybe surprised when you try and return that unexpected or unwelcome holiday gift. A live report on some of the changes by retailers after the break. Christmas is over, but for a lot of shoppers, the holiday season isn't really done until the returns. From clothes that don't fit to gifts that missed the mark, unwanted items are heading back to where they came from. Fox's Sarah Legre is live from the outlets in Cabazon. What this year's return rush looks like. Sarah.
Hi there, Christine. Yeah, the holiday return rush, it is in full swing right now, and we're seeing the numbers kind of speak for themselves. They're playing out here in real time. You know, according to the National Retail Federation, they say shoppers are returning around $1 trillion, or at least nearly that this year. And it looks like that gift that you got somebody for the holidays, yeah, it's most likely getting returned. The odds of that are about 1 in 6, really. And so we're seeing that, we're hearing that from shoppers right now. Many returning, exchanging those items, and some just ditching the whole process altogether.
No returns. Don't like the traffic. I'd rather keep the items and return them. There's always somebody that might need something that you got, and it's always great to give.
Oh, I was at Kate Spade and did one of each, a return that was too big, and I got a smaller item. And now we're going to go look for some black boots.
Yeah, the NRF says free returns, they still matter to shoppers. More than 80% say it influences where they buy. But behind the scenes, retailers, they're tightening up policies driven by rising costs and retail abuse. The NRF found nearly 3/4 of merchants now charge for at least one mail-in return option. Stores like Macy's, apart from Star members, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and JCPenney are now charging anywhere from $8 to $12 for mail-in returns. And fraud, that's a big part of the shift here. The NRF says about 9% of all returns are fraudulent, and that's why more retailers are turning to tools like AI to help spot it, including services like Happy Returns. It's a UPS-owned company that helps verify items and keep the process moving swiftly.
The increase of online shopping, you see more attempts to defraud merchants, and that's where we come in, right? Taking a look at items when they get dropped off at the return bar to try to verify them, and then doing that extra layer of protection here in our return hubs, using artificial intelligence to take a look at pictures and compare the items that are being dropped off with the items that are being with the items that were purchased.
Yeah, so hang on to those receipts, rather, original packaging as well, and don't wait too long. That window does begin to close sooner and sooner each year. It looks like for a lot of these major retailers, you got to return your items by mid-January. A lot of good things to keep in mind this year. Christine, back to you.
You hate to hear about the fraud when you think of those who have actually legitimate returns, but as I'm looking there at the outlet mall, I'm thinking also there's a lot of great discounts too, as retailers are trying to clear out the stash that they have. Am I right?
Oh, Christine, absolutely. I mean, I was here all day yesterday and just talked to a lot of shoppers, and many told me, yeah, we're working on returns today, but there's a ton of good deals kind of after that post-holiday rush that they're taking advantage of for this time of year. And so we're seeing it here, especially at the outlet malls. So that's also kind of driving in the crowd, driving in the demand that we're seeing around this time of year. Yes, the returns, but just taking advantage of the deals right now. I mean, I've kind of been trying to avoid these areas all day because it's a little bit, it's just, I really want to shop right now. I got some work to do, but it's hard. It's hard, Christine.
I'm jealous of you because Cabazon is one of the best outlet malls in SoCal. All right, thank you so much. All right, take care. President Trump is meeting with world leaders this week at Mar-a-Lago, the latest on the White House and efforts to broker peace in the Middle East. That's coming up. Plus, suspected copper thieves strike again, but this time their work has an unexpected impact.
Adam Kruger back with you now for this traffic report brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. And yes, we have a lot of slow travel out there, but a little lighter than a typical Monday. You can tell it's a holiday week. Let me show you the Inland Empire to start off. We got red in the usual spots out there. No big wrecks there to report. There is one here in Orange County heading towards Fountain Valley. That's on the 405 North with 2 lanes blocked on that one. So very slow stretch leading up to that particular point. Here on the south side, again, pretty standard stuff. 405 southbound moving pretty slow. Lots of red in and around downtown. And then up here near Monrovia on the 210 East, we have a wreck blocking the carpool lane. Now we'll look at some other traffic hotspots.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
You're watching the Fox 11 News at 5.
President Trump hosting world leaders at his home in Florida this week. Comes as his administration is working to broker peace in both the Middle East and Europe. Fox 11's Marla Tejas has more on critical meetings.
It's been a busy couple of 48 hours, let's just say. First, it was President Zelensky of Ukraine, then Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel. Both leaders spending some time with President Trump in the Sunshine State.
It's a busy start of the week at Mar-a-Lago, where President Donald Trump met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to discuss the next stages of the ceasefire in Gaza.
We've never had a friend like President Trump in the White House. It's not even close. And I think you can judge that by not merely by the frequency of our meetings, but by the content and the intensity.
While a ceasefire between Hamas and Israel has mostly held, progress toward phase 2 has slowed down. Both sides of the conflict have accused the other of violating the deal. According to the Hamas's Palestinian Ministry of Health, roughly 400 Palestinians have been killed since the agreement went into effect. Trump says he hopes to move to the next phase, quote, quickly, which will require Hamas to disarm. So far, the military group has refused to do so. Meanwhile,
I hear that Iran is trying to build up again, and if they are, we're going to have to knock them down.
Some Israeli officials have expressed concern over Iran possibly rebuilding its missile program. Monday's meeting comes just one day after the president met with his Ukrainian counterpart, Volodymyr Zelensky, also in Florida. The push for a peace deal in the Russia-Ukraine war.
Our meeting was excellent. We covered, somebody would say 95%, but we have made a lot of progress on ending that war.
President Zelensky says the U.S. is offering his country security guarantees for 15 years as part of a proposed peace plan with Russia. He says, though, his preference isn't 15, it's 50 years. He says the U.S. and Ukraine could meet as early as next week to finalize any issues regarding a potential peace deal with Russia.
Quite a difference with the reception with Ukraine and President Trump this year.
Yeah, I think we all remember that very contentious Oval Office meeting. That was February 28th, of course, of this year. Here they met December 28th, so marked 10 months. And yes, a much friendlier reception, to your point. Let's also keep in mind President Trump's been in office for almost 1 year. And remember, that was one of his promises, was to end the Ukraine-Russia war within his first couple of days.
Still in negotiations on that. All right. Back here at home, brazen copper thieves take out a whole block of communications cable in Northridge. Fox 11's Gigi Graciette with what that means.
That's right. It's happened again. Los Angeles now the #1 spot for copper cable theft in the country. Take a look. About 2:45 this morning, that's when the 911 calls came in, and firefighters and police officers both responded to the 17,000 block of Parthenia that's between White Oak and Zelza in Northridge. There they found an entire block worth of communication cables they believe belongs to AT&T taken down, and they believe the copper theft crew used a ladder to cut all of them down. Even the DWP came out early this morning to check if their cables had been affected. Too early to know if this is internet, phone, or both, but one thing is known, according to AT&T, is that Los Angeles has seen crimes like this skyrocket in the last year. And take a look, because just last month, residents in Chatsworth told us they'd been without internet or phone service for weeks after a similar theft involving communication cables from AT&T. That left kids unable to do their schoolwork and folks who work from home, well, out of luck. Now, to give you an idea of how large-scale copper wire theft is, not only here in Los Angeles, this is a nationwide problem. Last year, AT&T reported a massive surge in California. Now, they had 71 incidents in 2021, but that skyrocketed to 2,200 in 2024. And AT&T says the problem is so widespread, they actually have a $20,000 standing reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of these copper thieves. If you have any information on what happened on Parthenia early this morning, please call the LAPD. We'll send it back to you.
Copper wire thieves disrupted city services in Los Angeles this weekend. Thieves damaged a communications tower in Elysian Park, leaving transportation officers without working radios. This forced parking enforcement and transportation staff off the streets. Police arrested 2 suspects Saturday as they tried to strip the tower's wiring. While the LAPD wasn't affected, transportation officers couldn't call for help or use emergency buttons on their radios. Repairs are underway to restore communication. Again, 2 arrests there in that one. Residents in Newport Beach who've been out of their homes since October now most likely will not go home until next year. State-led effort to permanently cap an abandoned oil well near Marcus Avenue and 36th Street in Newport Beach has been delayed. Officials say technical challenges have stalled that project. Could be up to 2 weeks before they can restart. Officials say they'll release updates as soon as they have any. In October, one homeowner noticed the leak. They and people living near them were evacuated. California is backing down from a legal fight with the Trump administration over high-speed rail funding. The California High-Speed Rail Authority announced it's dropping its lawsuit after the federal government pulled $4 billion from that project. State officials say they'll now look for other funding sources, calling the federal government an unreliable partner. While the original idea was SoCal to San Francisco, the project has now been scaled back to a 171-mile segment as President Trump continues to call it a, quote, train to nowhere. A live look right here out at LAX and the sunset. That is stunning. We are still in the thick of holiday travelers returning home or going somewhere for New Year's, right? There's lots of activity at our local airports. 285 delays, by the way, and 17 cancellations, FYI.
Fox 11 weather is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino.
And another beautiful skyline shot for you right now out of the Mount Wilson camera. Gorgeous weather today, warm temperatures, sunshine. If only we could bottle this up and keep it going through the rest of this week. But unfortunately, for our next holiday, for New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, rain on the way. The one thing we wouldn't want to bottle up from today, though, would be the really strong winds we saw in some spots. And those wind advisories do continue a little while longer. For portions of LA and Ventura County in 10, that wind advisory expires in a couple of hours, and it goes a little later into the day tomorrow for areas farther east. But either way, it's going to be kind of gusty, just not as windy as we saw today. We're looking at these winds out of the northeast. The Santa Ana winds sustained 15 to 30, but in some areas gusting even higher. And we saw some mountain locations today have wind gusts in the 50s and even 60s mile-per-hour range. Now, rain is the next story going forward. We start to see some showers moving in on Wednesday, pretty widespread, and becomes even more widespread probably Wednesday night and into Thursday, New Year's Day. I think we have a little bit on Friday, but maybe in between systems and another wave, it looks like, likely coming our way on Saturday. So quite a bit of activity, and really just the rain not timing out well with our holidays, or actually timing out well, depending on how you look at it. I mean, it's hitting right on our holidays, unfortunately, this time around. So Futurecast is going to show we've got the storm down to our south. So the first thing we start to see tomorrow is just a lot of cloud cover, but it's still going to be a warm for winter day. Then as we go into Wednesday, we finally start seeing some of that rain spread in here, and initially it's going to be on the light side, just kind of scattered nuisance showers off and on throughout the day on Wednesday, and then we probably have a bigger burst or wave of rain coming in late Wednesday night. Now, of course, around midnight on a normal week, we would find a lot of people just home or maybe asleep and not doing much, right? But here we are with Wednesday night into Thursday morning as we're celebrating the new year, and it's likely going to be wet across a lot of the area. That heavy rain continues through a lot of the night. That's 5 a.m. on New Year's Day. Now notice that wave, that initial one passes by. Here we are 10 a.m. on New Year's Day, so this is towards the tail end of the Rose Parade, for example. Still going to be some rain in the area, but maybe the heaviest burst might have just passed by at that time. Over the next several days, you put it all together, and not like this is all coming at once, but I think widespread 1 to 3 inches will be common in many spots. And notice these red and orange colors, mainly in the mountains, where 2 to 5 inches will be possible. All right, temperatures now, as we start to find the moisture building up in the next few nights, it's not going to be as cold at night as we've seen lately. Had a lot of 40s for lows lately. We're thinking more so 50s will be common for much of the area for the lows. And then check out the highs tomorrow. It's going to be a pretty warm day, lots of 70s for high temperatures, but that will be changing as that wet weather starts coming in. So again, we talked about those high rain chances Wednesday and Thursday. The nights not as chilly as we've had lately. Nights will be in the 50s, but days, well, they're not going to warm up much. We'll be in the low 60s or mid 60s for high temperatures. And again, temps like that will last probably right on through the rest of the 7-day forecast. I think once we get past Saturday, our rain out of this round should pretty much be done with. But again, we got to get through these next few days, and there could be some heavy at times rain. I'd watch especially Wednesday night into Thursday morning might be the heaviest wave coming through. Christine?
Can't push that rain a few days, Adam. That would be nice, right? All right, it was a hugely popular show on Fox for 6 seasons. We'll tell you what show's making a comeback. And they're called LA's dopest cinnamon rolls. We'll take you to a place where hip-hop meets baking and the proof melts in your mouth.
And hi there, folks. Happy Monday to you. I'm Kyle Kraska. Just ahead, quarterback Justin Herbert will not play in the Chargers season finale. That according to his coach. And there's a very good reason that's happening, says Jim Harbaugh. You'll hear from him right after the break. Plus, Lincoln Riley is losing a member of his coaching staff at USC. I'll tell you where Denton Lynn is headed. All next in sports.
Fox 11 Sports Desk.
If the NFL playoffs began today, the Chargers would be the number 6 seed, but they play in Denver on Sunday with the opportunity to either hold that spot or move up to number 5. They could also fall to number 7. But word today from head coach Jim Harbaugh that quarterback Justin Herbert will not suit up for the season finale. The Chargers will begin their playoff run on the road the following week, and there are several different scenarios still at play as to whom exactly they will face. Coach Harbaugh talked about the reason behind his decision to keep Herbert out earlier today.
And one time, the guys that need have the most bruises and need the most healing, we would pull them back. Justin Herbert would be one. We'll see how the rest of the week goes with who all they are.
All right, Coach, we'll stay tuned. Meanwhile, college football, USC is losing its defensive coordinator. D'Anton Lynn is headed to his alma mater, Penn State, to take on the same role there. Lynn was a cornerback for the Nittany Lions 2008 through 2011, and he was USC's defensive coordinator the past 2 seasons. Before that, he spent 1 season with UCLA and also a season with the Chargers as a defensive assistant. Finally, the USC women taking on undefeated Nebraska today. Final seconds of the second quarter off the air ball here. Jazzy Davidson gets the putback layup at the buzzer. Davidson led the way with 17 points. Trojans were down 2 at the break. Now the second half, USC kicks it into gear. Malia Samuels pushes it ahead to London Jones. She sinks that 3. And then on the very next possession, Jones, little double pump, and hits another 3. She had 13 points. Under 3 minutes to go in the game. Kara Dunn gets the inbound, and she'll hit that jumper. USC with a great win, 74-66. It's their 3rd consecutive victory. They will play UCLA this Saturday at Pauley Pavilion. The Rams right now playing the Atlanta Falcons on Monday Night Football. We'll have highlights of that one for you tonight on Good Night LA at 10 o'clock. Christine, take it away.
See you then. For One Business in Sherman Oaks, it is all about the cinnamon. Fox 11's Brooke Thomas shows us a place where hip-hop meets baking.
All about that cinnamon. Yeah, that's really where I'm living. It also could be called heaven. There are options for names here. Okay, this is the best cinnamon roll I have ever tasted, and you have them in these cute little mini versions. They're like cinnamon roll lollipops. What's going on here?
So it's like a little bite. We do these at weddings, or we dance around the dance floor. We're doing it like somebody had us at their baby shower, so it was like super fun. But it's just like a little bite on like a cute little toothpick. We do little toppings. We can like frost as much as you want. Some people get a lot of frosting.
That's really what it's. People like more frosting. They like
for sure.
This is so fun. So you can come in here to your location and get warm cinnamon rolls, but also, yes, you do events. So birthday parties, baby showers, weddings. Exactly. That's so awesome. And it's so funny because it's you often, and you were saying you were in the background of wedding pictures often.
I'm in like everyone's wedding video. It's like so funny. Oh my gosh. Before we opened our grand opening, I was like walking up and down Ventura, like giving out free cinnamon rolls. So like everyone's like, hey, that was you. And I was like, that was me.
That was you.
That was me.
Okay, so wait, so I know the inspiration here is your love of hip hop, but also your love of family. Yeah. And your kid's not your kid, but your son and your nephew are here. Come on over here, kids. I want to talk to you. Come talk to me. Come on over here. Y'all are back there talking so loud. Don't get shy now. Okay, I'm going to come over here with you. Okay. Tell me, what's the best cinnamon roll on the menu? Because there are a lot of options, and I'm thinking the pizza one would be my second favorite. What do you think?
I like the ice cube because I've always eaten that flavor when I'm always here.
So that's the cinnamon roll with Oreo frosting and Oreo pieces. What about you, nephew? What do we like up there?
I really like the M.
Which one? M&M's. Oh, okay. All right. With little chocolate candies on it. Yeah, I respect that. I like that. Okay. Okay. Did you help come up with any of these here?
I came up with most of them.
I love that.
But not all of them.
Okay. He's not going to take all of the credit, but it's really cool. That's how much this is a family business. They don't just mean the money goes back into the family bank account. Okay. No, they actually mean every part of the family is involved, and it's really cool. Come out and support them. Also, again, really, really good. Best cinnamon roll I've ever had. Back to you.
Love all the rapper names there of the cinnamon rolls. All right, New York City is getting ready for December 31st. We've got a preview of one of the most important aspects of the celebration. That's just a test, people. Just a test. It is just 2 days to New Year's Eve. That means time to test the confetti. Test runs were held in Times Square ahead of Wednesday's New Year's Eve bash and the famous ball drop. Revelers braved misty weather in Times Square to get a glimpse of what it will be like on New Year's Eve. Have you ever done New York on New Year's Eve? An estimated 3,000 pounds of confetti will drop along with the Times Square ball to ring in 2026. Are we really there? 2026. All right, here's a study. It says a large portion of Americans say they're not planning on going out for New Year's Eve. Of course, we have rain here in SoCal, so that could affect us differently. But anyway, a new survey shows that 24% want to ring in 2026 surrounded by friends and family. 35% plan to just stay home and watch TV. There are some great shows on TV for New Year's Eve. 20% say they're hitting the hay early. That will be me, getting ready to wake up early for our Rose Parade coverage the next day. 10% say they're just going to be scrolling social media as the ball drops. Then there's this. 1 in 5 people say they'd rather have a root canal than attend a New Year's Eve party this year. Hey, big party on New Year's Eve? Not for everyone. All right, take a live look outside on this Monday night. We'll be right back.
Fox 11 Entertainment is sponsored by Disney on Ice presents Let's Dance, playing the LA area.
In our entertainment headlines, we'll meet the newest member of the Billionaires Club. But first, the latest from musician Harry Styles. Since instrumental songs titled Forever, Forever, it is the first new music from Styles in more than 2 years. Nearly 9-minute video, originally performed live on his Love on Tour in 2023, opens with fans gathering outside the arena, closes with the message, "We belong together." Fans are now speculating whether this is a tribute or a teaser.
My life is fantastic now. All I had to do is stay away from my family.
Malcolm has been intentionally hiding himself from this family for years.
But its first trailer for the revival of Malcolm in the Middle. Frankie Muniz, Bryan Cranston, Jane Kaczmarek, and the rest of the family are back for a 4-part special. You can watch Malcolm in the Middle, Life's Still Unfair on Hulu starting April 10th. There's a new member of the Musicians Billionaires Club. Forbes reporting that Beyonce is now billionaire, making her the 5th musician to reach that milestone. The pop singer joins her husband, Jay-Z, along with Taylor Swift, Bruce Springsteen, and Rihanna. Her Renaissance World Tour in 2023 grossed nearly $600 million. Thanks for joining us here at 5.
Now at 6, we're tracking strong Santa Ana winds felt over much of the Southland as they knock over trees onto homes, cars, and power lines. Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger will tell us how much longer we can expect the high winds.
Now, this is the Fox 11 News at 6.
Welcome, everyone, to the Fox 11 News at 6 o'clock on this final Monday of 2025. Thanks for being with us. I'm Marla Tejas. Just days after being inundated with heavy rain, Southern California now experiencing another weather event, Santa Ana winds, and they are certainly packing a punch. That right there is a sound you definitely do not want to hear. This video just into our newsroom. This is a tree that has fallen on a home in Sylmar. The impact so strong, branches crashed through the roof and into a bedroom, as you saw. One of the branches just a couple of feet away, in fact, from going through the bed. No word tonight on any injuries. Let's hope there were none. And then this, strong winds causing this palm tree to break near the root and fall right onto a Tesla while people were inside. This happened near Disneyland. One of the women inside says that they were sitting at a light when the tree fell.
We were stopped at a stoplight. We were like maybe 5 or 6 cars behind the light. And all of a sudden we were starting to go. The tree fell right on top of us from the right-hand side, from the hotel side.
Now, the victim's sister, who was driving the car at the time, was taken to the hospital with injuries. Let's hope that she is okay. No word on how serious those injuries are. What a scene there. Let's send things over now to Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger for a check on the forecast and those winds.
So our Santa Ana wind event continues into tomorrow, but the strongest winds were expected to be earlier in the day today. So we're past the peak of it, but I want to show you a recap of the strongest wind gusts reported in our area today. A lot of numbers on the graphic right here, but you can see by the color coding, the oranges, the reds, showing where the strongest winds were. So as we come in a little farther north of LA and especially into the mountains, you can see all the gusts in the 40s and the 50s. This, by the way, is in miles per hour. We have a few spots in the mountains that topped 60 miles per hour, and then shifting it farther east. And again, Inland Empire, parts of the mountains around there, the mountains in Orange County and other parts of Orange County. We saw that video from around Disneyland, some strong wind gusts there as well. Now, as we move forward, wind advisories continue. We had high wind warnings earlier. Those have expired, but wind advisories continue for portions of LA and Ventura County only until 8 o'clock tonight. Meanwhile, areas farther east, the wind advisory goes until 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow there, but still areas in LA and Ventura County where it was gusty today will be somewhat breezy into tomorrow as well. That's a look at the forecast wind gusts during the wind advisory. You can see gusts may still be 30 to 45 or even above in the higher elevations. But we move away from the wind, and then rain becomes the big story a little bit later on this week. So we have this storm system way south of us right now. You see this big massive clouds, this swirl right here on the bottom part of your screen. So that's our storm system. That's going to be heading northward. What we're going to see first from that is just a lot of cloud cover tomorrow, but it's still going to be a warm day. Thursday. We'll have temperatures tomorrow morning in the 50s. We'll get a little bit over 70, maybe even some mid to close to upper 70s in some parts of our area tomorrow afternoon. But the rain is coming after that. So we start getting showers coming in on Wednesday, off and on in nature. And I think what's going to happen is we probably get a heavier burst of rain coming in Wednesday night, which of course is when we're celebrating the new year. And then also on Thursday, on New Year's Day, there's likely to be widespread rain and maybe even some heavy rain at times. Not great, right? Considering all that we have going on, not only is it the holiday, but there's the Rose Parade, which, by the way, this could be the first rainy Rose Parade in 20 years. And then there's the Rose Bowl game itself. So kind of a mess, at least at times on Thursday. I think we still see a little scattered rain on Friday, but kind of a lull somewhat between the next round that comes in, likely to target our area on Saturday. So that's kind of an overview of the rain chances. We'll walk you through the exact timing. We'll look at it on a map on Futurecast coming up a little bit later. Marla?
All right, Adam, back to those Santa Ana winds, though. Look at this. Crews are busy all over Southern California, seemingly responding to fallen trees. Skyfox over this big tree. This is in Tarzana earlier this afternoon, right on Van Alden Avenue, and you can see it covered both lanes there. That's a big one. So crews very busy today. And then how about this? Just big and small trees falling. Didn't matter. Skyfox flying over this massive tree near Moore Park. This fell on some power lines. Balcom Canyon Road and Grimes Canyon Road closed in both directions because of this, and crews, of course, are there working to clear those roads. Meantime, cleanup efforts continue in the San Bernardino Mountains after last week's flash flooding. Fox 11's Haley Winslow, she's live in the mountain town of Lytle Creek, where residents are still reeling. You've covered a lot of Mother Nature's natural disasters, Haley, and you said you've never seen anything quite like this.
I think this is the wildest muddy mess I've ever seen, Marla. I mean, look for yourself. This is crazy, and what a way to spend Christmas. Now they have more rain expected for New Year's. This is a tiny town here in San Bernardino County. Only about 700 people live here and about 300 homes. And because of the rain that they had on Christmas Eve, about a third of this community is destroyed. What a Christmas in Lytle Creek.
Everything that floats was already out the door. So, like, we'd managed to grab a couple of the presents literally standing there. Because if you stand too long in one spot in this mud, you're stuck. So now I'm just standing there stuck, trying to grab everything, presents, and put them up high as they're floating by. Kathleen's watching me from her car where she was stuck. She wants me to help her. I'm like, I can't do a thing.
Out Bodie's window, this is video his neighbor Kathleen caught while trapped inside her car.
It was the beginning of the flash flood, and we got hit by a dumpster, we got hit by a windstar, we got hit by propane tanks, and then we ended up here, stuck right here.
What was that like?
It was terrifying. I was crying.
I'm at home watching the whole thing, and I couldn't even get to her. It's my sister, and I feel so bad. You know what I mean? I couldn't do a damn thing. Oh, my God, it was horrible.
They were yelling at us to roll the windows down. They were yelling at us to unbuckle our seatbelts in case we flipped.
They worked together for 4 hours to get her husband, and her son and a dog out. Do you see it?
Yep.
Okay, it was actually up by where the tractor is.
Wow.
And it floated.
About 1/3 of the 300 homes in this small San Bernardino County community devastated by mud.
There was nothing anybody can do to stop this. It came so fast. So there was a surge, and then it went down, and I was like, oh, great, the water's going down. It was flying down the road, and as soon as I saw that, I knew my house was in bad shape.
Homes red tagged, cars buried, residents at a loss, armed with shovels, just trying to dig their way out, one scoop at a time. Really remarkable today to meet everybody who lives here, though, and hear the stories of heroism. And they've been through this before, of course. Lytle Creek, known for flooding, and really hearing everybody step up to the plate and helping, not only rescue each other during Christmas, but also helping each other dig out. I mean, they're spending all day trying to get out of this muddy mess in some places that's well above waist high, especially, Marla, with more rain on the way. Reporting live here in Lytle Creek, I'm Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
Yeah, adding insult to injury, as we heard from Adam, more rain coming our way very soon. Haley, any indication how long recovery is going to take? I mean, obviously more than weeks.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a third of these homes are red tagged. There is no way that they are going to be moving back in or rebuilding anytime soon. I mean, the mud is 2 feet deep in some of the houses we were in today. And I mean, the lady who was trapped in the car, she just got that car brand new from her daughter. The man whose house we were inside, he had just built that bathroom brand new. I mean, the story is just like, oh my gosh, you know, and they had a fire here this summer as well. So it's also made the mud like really sticky, kind of tacky. And it's just, I mean, it's a complete mess here.
Yeah, well, they're resilient people, so we're wishing for the best for them. Thank you so much, Haley. New at 6, we are learning more and some other news tonight about the man who was found in a partially submerged car in Lancaster following last week's flooding. An online fundraiser has identified him as 68-year-old Robert Jerry Hiller. Deputies say a helicopter spotted his vehicle off near 58th Street, east at Avenue H10 on Friday. The fundraiser says he was a Navy veteran, beloved uncle, son, brother, and friend. A vicious beating caught on security cameras in Koreatown. The man being hit is speaking exclusively to Fox 11. Christina Gonzalez, she's live there in Koreatown with the story tonight. Christina?
Yeah, and we're talking about the manager of a building. He reached out to us telling us, you know, this happened back in April. But here, 8 months later, he's still afraid because only one of the people you're going to see on video has been charged. And nobody is in custody, and they're all still living in the same building. Take a look at this.
They started to beat me up really bad.
Caught on video, a beating in the alley behind this building off Berendo in Koreatown, where the maintenance manager tells us he is the man seen on security video being hit back in April of this year.
I came to open my garage, and there was they were these people, and you know, drinking. They all lived in the property. I started walking around. I was like, hey, please don't hurt me. I just want to get into my parking garage. They wanted to beat me up right away, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call the police. And I called the police. They were trying to take my phone away, and then all of them, they started to beat me up really bad.
Did police ever show up?
They never showed up.
He says he took the video to the police station the next morning and handed it to detectives. LAPD confirms his case number. Now, 7 months later in November, he says he was called in to identify the suspects in a photo lineup. William admits he couldn't, but that he could identify the men on the video as tenants and told the detectives where to find them.
I told them I know where they live, I know who they are, and because, you know, we live in the same building.
LAPD tells Fox 11 they had to reclassify the case to a misdemeanor because Paris's injuries were not extensive, but they did identify several of the suspects in September, and the deputy city attorney just filed formal charges against one of them. Paris wishes it had been all of them.
It's hard for me to go to bed every night and feel like someone is gonna kick my door, to be honest. I always hide from them because I'm scared, you know.
And the management company that runs the building says they also wish that perhaps the city attorney would reconsider and file charges against all of them. We'll keep you updated on what happens on this. And live in Koreatown, I'm Christina Gonzalez. Back to you, Marva.
All right, Christina, thank you. Tonight, TMZ reports singer David is likely to face murder charges in the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Sources tell TMZ the grand jury hearing the case is expected to vote on an indictment. And prosecutors believe David was involved in the teenager's death. TMZ reports the grand jury could continue hearing testimony into February. The 15-year-old's body was discovered in a Tesla at a tow yard more than 3 months ago. The car was registered to singer David. A Los Angeles woman is now facing murder charges in a DUI crash that killed an 18-year-old Loyola High School tennis standout. Prosecutors say 33-year-old Jenia Resha Belt was driving intoxicated and speeding when she struck Brond Levy as he crossed Boveda Boulevard in Manhattan Beach May 4th. Levy was rushed to the hospital where he later died.
The pain we feel is indescribable. Our family has been shattered, ripped apart, and left to pick up the pieces and keep on living without Braun, who we all loved with every cell in our body.
Belt was arrested more than 7 months after the deadly incident. LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman is hoping this case brings change to some of California's driving laws.
California and its laws dealing with drunk and drug driving are some of the weakest in the nation. And while we'll prosecute, again, in the DA's office, the laws that the state legislature has given us to prosecute, we strongly encourage the state legislature to go ahead and get that work done.
If convicted, Belt could face 15 years to life in prison. Her arraignment is scheduled for January 13th. Happening tonight, Caltrans will be shutting down some lanes and connectors along State Route 91 from Cerritos to Gardena. It will be happening overnight and tomorrow night as well. Caltrans will be installing K-rails for a sign rehabilitation project. The 605, the 710, and the 110 freeway connectors will also be affected. There will be no lane closures Wednesday through Sunday, however, because of the New Year's holiday. Still to come, heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua injured in a crash in Nigeria just days after beating Jake Paul in a boxing match. Details ahead. And we are continuing to track just how strong those Santa Ana winds are. We head to Buena Park for a closer look. Stay with us. Take a look at this. That's a canopy that got caught in some power lines on top of a home in Buena Park. Crews evacuated the area and contacted Southern California Edison to shut off power and fix the issue. Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger will join us in just a few minutes with a check on those wind conditions. In some other news tonight, developing two-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua is in the hospital after this deadly crash in Nigeria. This just days after winning his boxing match against influencer Jake Paul. His promoter says 2 close friends and team members were killed in that crash in Nigeria. Officials say the crash may have involved speeding and an attempted pass. All right, we do have more news ahead coming up. We're continuing to track the impact of those Santa Ana winds, like this fallen tree in Ventura County. This is Moore Park. The latest on efforts to get trees cleaned up across Southern California is still ahead. All right, we are continuing to track those strong Santa Ana winds being felt over a large part of Southern California right now. Here's a look in Fontana where you can see the trees, the flagpoles, even some stoplights whipping around pretty good. Fast and furious, I'd say. And crews hard at work trying to clear this big tree. This is in Chatsworth. Strong winds knocking it down onto Topanga Canyon Boulevard. With all that said, we have, I think he said, one more day of the winds, and then we have more rain headed our way. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger. Did I get that right?
Fox 11 Weather is sponsored by your SoCal Hyundai dealers.
Yeah, that's right, Marla. Not too many dull moments in the weather department here lately. We'll talk about the winds first. So those do continue into tomorrow, although we're past the peak of the strongest winds already. We saw a lot of the Santa Ana wind-prone spots get gusts between 30 and 50 today, but some of the mountains, the gusts were even higher than that. Once we get past tomorrow, though, then the rain begins on Wednesday, and I think we're going to find a heavy burst of rain come in Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. So that's New Year's Eve night and into New Year's Day. But first, let's take a look at the wind forecast. So again, there's still some wind advisories in a few areas that continue into tomorrow. And notice where the red and purple colors are on this graphic, and watch the time as we take you into noon tomorrow. You can see we still have the offshore Santa Ana winds, some streaks where it's going to be a little bit breezy through some of the passes over some of the mountains here and there, but not as strong as what we saw today. And then again, the winds will keep kind of subsiding a little bit as we go more so into Wednesday. But let's talk about the rain now. This is probably what a lot of people are wondering about as we continue through this week. So first, tomorrow we find clouds moving in, no rain yet, and it's still going to be relatively warm tomorrow, lots of 70s. Then we go into Wednesday, and we see scattered light showers beginning to show up already really early in the morning, and then it's probably just off and on rain throughout the day. On Wednesday, nothing too heavy yet. This is Wednesday at 3 p.m. Watch Wednesday night now. I'll pause it at 8 p.m. You can see some heavier pockets of rain showing up and more widespread rain. That's going to continue right into midnight, which is when we're celebrating the new year, and then through much of the night into the early morning. Maybe that wave passing by a lot of us by, let's say, 8 in the morning. We hope that's the case. That's when the parade would start, the Rose Parade. But still, there's going to be some rain off and on in nature, I'd say, through the day on Thursday as well. So it's a chance it's going to be a wet Rose Parade and wet Rose Bowl game as well. Future rain now is going to show potential rain totals, mostly on the light side during the day Wednesday. But again, Wednesday night into Thursday, it's certainly possible that we'll find some heavy downpours. And as you see, 1 to 2 inches may fall. And in some of the mountains, we might even get a little bit more than that. And by the way, still into Friday and Saturday, there's a chance of rain in the forecast as well. Temperatures overnight tonight will be cool, but not far from norm for this time of year. In fact, a little warmer tonight than the last few nights, which were quite chilly. A lot of 40s lately. It's more so 50s, and then you see the highs tomorrow. We are in the 70s, but then it's going to be highs in the 60s and lows in the 50s for several days. And you see the rain chances there, 70% Wednesday, 90% Thursday, still some possible rain into Saturday. Marla?
You said never a dull moment. Thank you. Skyfox over this crash involving an inmate transport van on the 5 freeway. This is in Pacoima. It happened just before 9 this morning. Deputies say several vehicles were involved. 5 people were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. No word tonight on the victims' identities or what actually caused the crash. Well, time is ticking toward the Tournament of Roses on Thursday. Coming up, a closer look at the final touches on some of those flowery floats.
Fox 11 Traffic is sponsored by My Home Sold.
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We'll give you a cash offer for your house today. Sell your house the easy way with no commissions, no fees, no repairs. For free, no obligation cash offer. Go to MyHomeSold.com.